He carried everyone, but no one carried him. That's the truth people only understood later. If you asked anyone who knew him, they would tell you the same thing. He's strong. He can handle anything. He doesn't need help. He was the one people called when things went wrong, when money was short, when problems felt too heavy, when life hit hard. He always showed up. He was the first son in his family, the one who learned early that weakness was not an option. When his father fell sick years ago, he stepped up without hesitation. Bills didn't wait. Responsibilities didn't pause. He became the backup plan for everyone. If his younger siblings needed school fees, he found a way. If his mother needed groceries, he handled it. If a relative needed advice, he listened patiently. He never complained. At work, he was the same, reliable, calm, always fixing things. When deadlines piled up, he stayed late. When others panicked, he said, "It will be fine." People trusted him because he never broke. And because he never broke, no one checked if he was cracking. He lived alone in a small apartment close to work. Nothing fancy, just a bed, a couch, a table, and silence. He told people he liked it that way, said peace helped him think. What he didn't say was that silence didn't judge him for being tired. Every morning, he woke up early, showered, dressed neatly, looked at himself in the mirror and straightened his shoulders. "Let's go," he would say quietly. At work, he smiled just enough. Not too much, just enough to seem okay. He helped colleagues without being asked, took on extra tasks, covered shifts. When people thanked him, he waved it off. "No problem." He heard that phrase so often, he started believing it himself. But problems don't disappear because you ignore them. They just wait. At night, when he got home, the weight settled in. He dropped his keys on the table and sat down, sometimes without even turning on the lights. His phone buzzed with messages. "Can you help me with something? I need advice. Please, you're the only one I trust." He replied to most of them. Sometimes he stared at the screen and felt his chest tighten, not because he didn't care, but because he was empty. He didn't remember the last time someone asked him how he was doing and waited for the real answer. If anyone did ask, he said the same thing every time. "I'm good." That answer ended conversations quickly. It was safe. It didn't invite questions. He believed that being strong meant handling things alone, that asking for help meant failing. So he kept carrying everything. Then life added more weight. His father's health worsened. Hospital visits became frequent. Medical bills stacked up. He took on extra work to cover costs. Sleep became optional. Meals became irregular. Friends noticed he looked tired. "You need rest," someone said. He laughed. After everything settles. Everything never settled. One evening, after a long day, he sat in traffic and felt something strange. His hands started shaking. His breathing felt wrong. His heart raced like he was running, even though he was sitting still. He pulled over, confused. "What's wrong with me?" he whispered. After a few minutes it passed. He blamed stress, told himself to toughen up. Strong men don't panic. That's what he believed. But the episodes came back, sometimes at night, sometimes at work, shortness of breath, tight chest, racing thoughts. He didn't tell anyone. He couldn't afford to be weak. One weekend, his siblings came over. They talked about their plans, their dreams, their worries. He listened, gave advice, encouraged them. No one noticed how quiet he was. After they left, the apartment felt heavier than usual. He sat on the couch, staring at nothing. For the first time, the thought crossed his mind. What if I stopped? The thought scared him. Not because he wanted to disappear, but because he didn't know how much longer he could keep going like this. He started waking up exhausted. Even after sleep, his body felt tired. His mind felt foggy. Simple decisions felt hard. At work, he made a small mistake. Nothing serious, but enough to shake him. His supervisor asked if he was okay. "I'm fine," he replied immediately. That was his shield. One night, he got a call from a friend who needed money urgently. He transferred what he could, even though his account was already tight. After the call, he checked his balance and laughed softly. "Of course," he said to himself. He lay on his bed, staring at the ceiling. The room was quiet, but his thoughts were loud. He wondered what would happen if he asked for help. Who would he even ask? Everyone already thought he had everything under control. Strong men don't need saving. That's what people assume. Days turned into weeks. His body kept warning him, but he ignored it. Until one morning, he couldn't. He woke up dizzy. The room spun. His chest felt tight again, worse this time. He sat on the edge of the bed, breathing hard. This time, it didn't pass. He grabbed his phone, hesitated, then called someone. The call rang longer than he expected. When it was answered, he tried to speak, but his voice shook. I don't feel okay." There was silence on the other end. That silence scared him more than the pain. Eventually, help came. He was taken to the hospital. Tests were done. The doctor spoke calmly. "You're burned out," the doctor said, severely. The words hit harder than any diagnosis. Burned out. Not broken, not weak, just exhausted from carrying too much for too long. The doctor asked simple questions. "How long have you been feeling this way? Do you rest? Who supports you?" He didn't know how to answer the last one. That's when it hit him. He had built his entire identity around being strong. And in doing so, he had left no room for support. People visited him after they heard. They were shocked. "You never said anything. You always seemed fine. You should have told us." He listened quietly. For once, he didn't say, "I'm okay." Recovery wasn't quick. It wasn't dramatic. It was slow and uncomfortable. He had to learn how to say no, how to rest, how to ask for help without feeling guilty, how to admit when things were too much. Some people adjusted, some didn't. A few disappeared when he stopped being useful. That hurt, but it also taught him something important. Strength isn't about how much you can carry alone. It's about knowing when to put the load down. Months later, he still helped his family, still worked hard, still cared deeply. But now, when someone asked how he was, he paused before answering. Sometimes he said, "I'm struggling." Sometimes he said, "I need help." And the world didn't end. He learned that strong people suffer quietly because they think they have to, because everyone depends on them, because no one expects them to need support. But strength without support doesn't last. Moral lesson: strength also needs support.